Here we are once again. This is Matt Fox from Matt Fox on the Tube. Thank you for joining me today. It's Easter Sunday. Wherever you are, I hope that you are safe and free from any kind of noise or destruction or bombs because it seems that Donald Trump is bent on creating chaos in the world. So, once again, thanks a lot for joining me. I'm Matt Fox from Matt Fox on the Tube, and I sit in Rostock, Germany. As an American citizen abroad who cares about his country and his family and friends in America. And so I find it necessary to discuss. Hey, what's up, Martin? How's it going? Thanks for tuning in. So, that's Martin is probably somebody here in Germany, so I'm gonna go ahead and switch over to German for a second because I got some interesting news about Deutschland. Es ist so, dass die Regierung hier in Deutschland hat ein Gesetz letztes Jahr in Kraft gesetzt, dass die Männer über 17 Jahre alt bis 45 Jahre alt muss vorher Ausland gehen, das mit der Regierung oder die Bundeswehr zustimmen, dass die Erlaubnis bekommen, das zu machen, gehen raus von Deutschland. Und wie gesagt, dazu kommt die Wehrpflicht für junge Männer. Und wenn das Martin, hey, what's up, Max, you guys? Ja, Martin und Max, ich habe beide Nachrichten für euch. Ihr seid ja 15, 14, ne? In ein paar Jahren, du hast Wehrpflicht, weißt Bescheid, ja? Außer, dass du so ganz schön gut machst in die Schule, dann kannst du studieren und dann kannst du die Wehrpflicht vorbeigehen. Ja. Und ist noch schlimmer. Hör mal dazu, Max. Falls, dass du irgendwann nach deinem Heimatland da mit deiner Mutter und Vater gehst, dann du kannst vergessen. Du wirst geschnappt bei der Regierung da. Du wirst in den Krieg in der Ukraine nicht nach Russland gehen. Ne? Die würden dich schnappen. So, wie gesagt, die Wehrpflicht ist in Kraft. Das heißt, wenn ihr seid so 17, 18 Jahre alt, weiß Bescheid. Und Max, nicht nach Russland gehen. Ne? All right, so now I'm going to switch back to English. Unless somebody has some questions in German, I will answer them. So I want to get to the news of the day. So you guys know that this guy, Joe Kent, he was the guy over the counter terrorism force. Rocco ist nicht hier. Ist raus. Ist spielen. Frohes Ostern zu euch, ja. Ich hab was Besonderes. Warte mal. Ich habe was Besonderes gemacht und ich muss rausgehen und diese austeilen. Guck mal hier. Ostereier. Na? Aber guck, da ist was drin. Ich habe ganz viele. Okay, ich gehe raus und teile die aus gleich für die Kinder draußen. Okay, so zu den Themen. This guy from the counterterrorism task force, his name was Joe Kent. You know, he went ahead and jumped out of his position. He couldn't put up with it. Nah? Before he was total MAGA, now he's out. And MAGA is jumping ship left and right. Joe Rogan, many other podcasters that were officially MAGA insiders. Confetti. Bah! Yeah? Spielzeuge. Aber good. Okay, so, wie gesagt, so this guy, Joe Kent, jumped out of the administration. Now he's talking. He's talking to podcasters and telling the truth about the situation in the Trump administration. And that's what I wanted to get to. Now, No, they ain't gonna do that. I'm gonna sit on the bench outside. Okay. Um, but nevertheless, the Trump administration is now talking out against Joe Kent, and they're calling him a traitor. They're trying to find a way to um, shut this guy up. But see, the thing is Donald Trump reassigned Kristi Noem, and of course, we now know about her husband showing up on YouTube or wherever, chatting up fetish models with big balloons in his shirt and hot pants on and stuff. So that's a story in itself. But the thing is Kristi Noem knows a lot about what has been happening in the administration in regards to the Epstein files. Someone else that knows a lot about what's going on with the Epstein files is Pam Bondi. And Pam Bondi got shit canned the other day because Trump wasn't trying to hear it. Trump was mad because she did not work hard enough to prosecute Letitia James, James Comey, Adam Schiff, people he considers his political opponents. So the thing is, when these people that he's firing now that are getting thrown out of the administration or being reassigned, they're mad. Pam Bondi practically was crying, trying to hold on to her job, but Trump told her no. So these people all have the information that they need to bring Trump down. And eventually, loose lips are going to sink some ships. I'm certain that Pam Bondi tried to use her lips on Trump, but I don't know. Maybe she wasn't impressive enough. So, as to Germany, one more time, we have an artist that was here. He used to build floats for parades and stuff, and his name was Jacques Tillet, and he was a German artist, float builder, and he was recently or last year arrested in Russia and sentenced to 12 years. So they have somebody in their prison, a German citizen, and now they're going to be using that to try to influence Germany's actions in the Ukrainian war. Donald Trump has ordered the DOJ to get the Epstein files out of the news and to prosecute Letitia James, James Comey, and Adam Schiff. Now, the second in command of the DOJ is now the temporary head of the DOJ. That would be Todd Blanche. And this guy, you knew he was not honest from the get-go when he took a trip down to Florida and spoke with Ghislaine Maxwell and had a conversation with her. Now, that's not what somebody in the DOJ does. That's the type of stuff that agents do who are working to build cases or to, uh, yeah, you're right on that, Mark. Mark, you're right on that. I'm going to get to that too. But anyway, so Todd Blanche has no credibility. Even when she were doing the interview, and this interview was recorded, but the questions she already knew, and you know what I'm saying, they shared all of that with her when they were going to go and talk to her. So, and even when she kind of veered off and said some things that maybe she shouldn't have said, and probably most people didn't catch, a lot of people caught it. And she made it clear that there was other people in the administration that were hanging out with Jeffrey Epstein. All right. So now it's all come out. Howard Lutnick is one. The guy that Trump is trying to install as the head of the Fed, his name is Varsh or something like that. He is in the files. Trump, of course. Melania, of course. Now, all of these guys, and Melania as well, need to be called before the committees, the Senate committees, to answer questions. I mean, if they can call in ex-President Clinton, if they can call in Hillary Clinton and others to answer questions about their relationship with, because I got allergy eyes. Allergy eyes. It's allergy season over here. That's why. I'm sorry. Sorry. If I took them off, I wouldn't be able to see very well. Okay, so the thing is, if they can call in these ex-presidents and ex-secretary of state to answer questions in regards to their relationship with Epstein, then why is it they can't call Lutnick in? Why is it they can't call Trump in, or Melania, or Varsh even? You know what I'm saying? All of these people had serious connections with Trump. I mean, with the Epstein, and Trump was self-admittedly Jeffrey Epstein's best friend for a number of years. Okay. This is the type of stuff that is, I mean, it's really bugging me because the Trump administration has pretty much put the whole stovetop down and said, you know what, Congress, you do what I say. SCOTUS, you do what I say. However, SCOTUS just the other day, spanked Trump's butt over there with the attempt to do away with birthright citizenship. Now, they did the right thing because the arguments that they came in with were stupid for real, really stupid arguments. I mean, I'm surprised that this guy is not facing disbarment, this guy Sauer. But nevertheless, Trump has nullified the three branches of government. Before they were independent, all independent of each other. Now they pretty much just answer to Trump. And that's a real problem because the Republicans, you know what I'm saying, due to his, I don't know, they may have signed a loyalty pledge to Trump. I'm not sure what. Hey, what's up, Hans? What's up, Glenn? Thanks for joining me. Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm not in the Democratic Party. I'm a Republican. I'm a Republican. That's what makes it even worse. See, and we need to get rid of Trump and the whole MAGA shit and go back to the real Republican Party. Your hat is on too tight? Well, I'm going to take it off, man. How's that? You like bald-headed people? I'll take it off. Shit. I ain't scared. Okay, so the point is, the Republican Party needs to get back to what it was, right? Now we have just MAGA sycophants backing Trump's policies. For everybody that's backing Donald Trump, most of them have already seen the light. I mean, look at Joe Rogan. Many of the other MAGA podcasters are now saying that Trump has got us into another forever war. That's what he promised. No more forever wars. All right? Still pissed that Bush lost. No, I don't care. I do not care about that. And how do you feel, Glenn? How do you feel about this war? Huh? How do you feel about this Iran folly? The Iranians are clowning Trump. They are clowning Trump. Trump has gone and said that the Iran's military is totally obliterated. He said 10 months ago that the nuclear facilities were totally obliterated. But for some reason, a month ago, we have to go back into Iran because they're going to have a nuclear weapon in 8 weeks. Huh? This is, he lies to you guys, and you just lick it up, and you just lick it up. So, bet we still win. I'm not. I don't know about who's winning because I know that Americans are paying almost $1 more per gallon as they were a month ago, and I know that thousands of flights from different airlines are being canceled. Routes that were normally flown like maybe 10 times a day are now to maybe 1 time a day. The airlines are having to pay out for jet fuel. So, and the Trump administration is using bombs and rockets and missiles to bomb boats in the waters of Venezuela to go and change the regime in Venezuela. And now they're trying to attack Cuba, possibly. They're trying to stop all imports to the country. It's just gotten way too old. You know what I'm saying? And why you guys can still sit and back this stuff is amazing. You are either grifters or you're criminals. So, and if you're a criminal, you know, hopefully you'll face justice. But see, Trump is a criminal, and I know he is going to be, yeah, okay. Yeah, the drugs are something that the police deal with. The police deal with drugs in the streets, so not the military. So, nevertheless, you guys sit there and try to change the subject and ignore what Trump said before he got in office. He said, no more forever wars. He said if Kamala Harris was president, that she would have us in a war with Iran before you know it. So everybody has, I mean, I'm not a Democrat. I did not vote for Kamala Harris. I'm going to tell you the truth. I did not vote last year. So I voted in my congressional elections and the Senate elections, but that's it. So in regards to the situation on the war, Trump keeps taking credit for things all the time when something good happens. When something bad happens, you know, he just kind of backs away. So he took credit for the rescue of the downed pilot that they were able to recover, and his budget request. All right, you got this. His budget request for this war is another $200 billion that he wants the American taxpayers to pay. Another $200 billion. Let's not forget he wants you to continue to build his bomb shelter, the ballroom, and before anybody says that the ballroom is paid for by personal donations or private donations, don't even go into it. They just had it on the TV earlier this morning. From the OBC Office of Budget and Commerce. Yeah, they said that 3.5 million is put aside, or wait, 350 million is put aside for that ballroom project. So I don't know where that private donation landed, but it didn't land in the government. So your tax dollars are paying for more things that you do not need, such as a forever war, such as the Arctic Trump, such as the ballroom and the bunker that he's building. I don't know about you guys, but I don't have a bunker under my place. And Trump is going to be leaving in 3 years. So why is he building a ballroom and a bunker? I'm thinking maybe come time for the next election, and he's voted out of office or whatever. I'm sure he's going to try to stay in office, and he will probably go hide in that bunker that you paid for. So, and when that happens, it's going to be a war, and he's going to be trying to get every military officer to be on his side. He is probably trying to get officers to sign on to loyalty petitions, as well as senators in the Republican Party that are beholden to Trump because they think that he has got them elected and stayed in there. So when it comes down to him leaving office or being impeached or whatever, he's going to be trying to hide in this bunker. I guarantee you. I would bet my life on that. So, and that is if he doesn't die before he gets there. I don't know if we're going to get there. But nevertheless, the Trump administration is going out of their way to do all sorts of things, cut all sorts of programs in regards to, where did you get your info? Well, I got my info from this morning by paying attention to some other podcasters and seeing some documents that were placed on air for me to see. I didn't do screenshots of them because I don't feel that's necessary. If you don't believe me, then go check it out. Go check it out. So nevertheless, Donald Trump said on TV the other day, we don't have money for child care or for preschool. That should be the state's problem. He's saying that should be the state should pay for that. So, and he is willing, however, to cut your Medicare, to cut your SNAP, to cut other things that are meant to help Americans, but he's willing to spend it bombing Iran. Iran did not bomb America. Iran is a threat, yeah. They have had a bad government, now possibly have an even worse government, but we won't know until the smoke clears. But nevertheless, they keep on doing things that are illegal. The whole Iran war was illegal. And Donald Trump is talking about bombing them to hell. That's his quote. I'm going to bomb them to hell. So I don't know that that's going to go over too well with the Iranian people. I mean, the Iranian people were at first happy that they were able to take out the Ayatollah. But I mean, if you're going to go ahead and just keep on bombing and bombing and bombing, yeah. You see, the people you really got to get out of power over there is the IRGC. I mean, those are the guys, and they're supposed to be a 1,000,000-man army. Those are the guys that got all the guns, all the missiles, all the rockets. And although Trump said the other day that Iran was totally defeated, military, no boats, no ships. Yeah, well, guess what? They just keep on shooting them rockets and keep on shooting them missiles and those suicide drones. And what happened? Boats, ships, everything on fire in the Gulf, in Iraq, in Kuwait. Buildings are being hit in the UAE. Buildings are being hit in Dubai. And one of the main people who has come forward to help the Gulf countries has been a man who has his country has been under attack for 4 years, and their citizens are holding strong. That would be the head of Ukraine. Volodymyr Zelensky went into the Gulf states to give his assistance from his countrymen to help protect themselves from the suicide drones. They have other ways of interdicting these drones, and it does not make any sense to shoot off a $200 million Patriot missile to shoot down a drone. All right? So they've got other ways to do that, and they're helping them. And they signed some agreements, and hopefully the progress that Ukraine has been having in the east of their country against the Russians, pushing them back, they will be able to use to help the Gulf nations to protect themselves. But that's not going to open up the Strait of Hormuz. And the really sad thing is for me is that all these countries that are in that Gulf, in that Persian Gulf there, that would be Oman, UAE, Dubai, Kuwait, they're trying to shoot ships through the Strait of Hormuz to do, a little bit of business. But they can't do no business. So now Iran is saying, you know what? If you want to go through Strait of Hormuz, you got to pay us some money. It's toll. You got to pay a toll. And that's not how you do business. So obviously Iran has to be taught a lesson. How it's going to happen, I don't know. But for Donald Trump to come all the way from the other side of the world with this, false situation that they're going to have a nuclear bomb in 2 weeks, it's just, it's not even believable. And that anybody will continue to back this, it's really offensive. For you people who are either in the military or have family that's in the military, I find it very interesting that the number of, what do they call this? They call it, it's something that the military does when they got a problem with the orders that they're getting. They're called, Batima, I got you. They are called, Yeah, shit. I can't find it. Okay, well, anyway, it's called conscientious objection requests. Conscientious objection requests. That is when a soldier feels like he's not really down with what the orders are coming from his commanders and they have a problem with it, then they put in one of these conscientious objection requests. And these requests are going up and up and up because they have a problem with it. And now Donald Trump is talking about putting boots on the ground. They just had to go rescue two pilots, pilot from an F-18 destroyed, shot down, and there was another A-10 got shot up, but they made it out of Iran, but then they had to eject too. So that's just two planes that just got shot down recently. There's been facilities hit in Kuwait and Iraq with Americans. There's been over, I think, 20 deaths or something like that, and many, many more, hundreds of casualties. And the Trump administration, they really don't care. They really don't care. And yeah, Swish Michael, thanks a lot. Yeah, F-15, yeah. But the fact is, it's going to get worse. And the Straits of Hormuz are still not open. The Straits of Hormuz are still not open. So, the fact that you said it's a war makes it illegal. Yeah, you know what? Donald Trump wanted to call it a special operation, a military operation. Well, it's gone from being a military operation. You can call it war. He has called it war, and everybody else has called it a war too. And it is that. Because the Iranians are mad. And the Iranians, like I said, they are clowning the Trump administration. They put out some sort of a video with Lego figures and stuff. Totally hilarious. Hey, but I'm telling you, whoever did the rap to that video, hey, you get a thumbs up from me. That rap was really good. I found it really, really nice. Pete Hegseth is a clown. That is 100%. If any of you has ever watched the clips from Hegseth when he was over at Fox, throwing axes and stuff, the dude almost killed some guy in the background because he missed the board. So, and he hit some drummer that was in the background. So, thank God that he was not totally, hurt. But then there was other times too. This guy he's a clown. You know what I'm saying? He had a skateboarder over there on the show one time. He was trying to do a trick on the skateboard, ended up racking himself with the skateboard. So this is just, he's a clown, and they got him over the U.S. military. And because of the U.S. military's high standards, many, many generals have said, you know what? I can't do this. I'm out of here. So, and not just that. Pete Hegseth went on a clearing mission in the Pentagon and cleared out all of the individuals that were either probably, I don't know, registered Democrats, or maybe they didn't necessarily agree with Trump or agree with Hegseth. But then he just fired them all. You know what I'm saying? So our military is probably at the weakest it's been in a while. I mean, if you got all these generals, 4-star generals, 3-star generals, 2-star generals up there, and you throw them all out, then you got to promote other people up. And the individuals that they're promoting up are probably only the individuals that are willing to kiss the ring. And for them to do that and to put our soldiers in danger by going to Iran, and they're talking about sending these guys in, these military soldiers into Iran, which I would like to point out is a very, very dangerous area to go and try to put boots on the ground, because first of all, that's their neighborhood, right? So, David, I'm not wearing ski goggles. These are called gargoyles. They were made popular by the Terminator movies from the 80s. That's why I'm wearing them, because my eyes are being bothered by allergies right now. So sorry if it bothers you, but that's just the way it is. Nevertheless, the IRGC, they have places all over the mountainsides. They are ready and waiting. They've been waiting for this stuff for years. And if boots on the ground is something that happens, I can tell you it's not going to be a pretty thing. And there's going to be a lot more deaths. But one of the things that you guys that are sitting in America or wherever you're sitting around the world, because it's happening all around the world. I sit in Rostock, Germany. I'm coming to you live. It is a little after 4:30 right here. But yeah, gas. Gas is going up everywhere, all around the world. Nobody is getting the oil they need. Nobody is able to power their generators that they need to power, like in Cuba. I mean, the Russians were, Trump let the Russians deliver a shipload of oil to the Cubans. But don't think that there was just oil on that boat. Think how the Russians think. Huh? Thanks. Best regards to you also, Majo. He's in Switzerland. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. So for you guys that think that everything's going to be hunky-dory because Donald Trump is going to put some boots on the ground, it is not going to be. It is not going to be. And for the soldiers that get put in the position or given the orders to go and snap up this enriched uranium that the Iranians are supposed to have, I don't think that's going to be such a good deal. I really don't think that's going to be such a good deal. And I feel sorry for the individuals that that are being put in that position. Thank you, John. I appreciate your comment. And it is true that this is a totally a debacle. This is a total debacle. The goalposts change every single day. Now it's like they got 2 more days. The other day, last week, it was like they had a week. It's getting old. The lies just keep on coming. You know what I'm saying? And the Americans are in a position that they're paying more for gas. The farmers are being made to watch their crops die in the fields because they don't have the necessary fertilizers, which is also something that they need. And prices are going up on all things in America. I'm talking about eggs and everything else. Prices are going up. And Trump was talking about he was going to be the affordability president and this and that. So it's getting a little bit old. And for everybody who was sitting here and still backing Trump, either you're a millionaire and you got a whole shitload of money, and it doesn't matter if you pay $10 a gallon, but at some point it's going to matter. At some point it's going to matter because the war is going to come to you. I said this about 4 months ago because I saw where this was going, and I said that America was going to be the weakest it has ever been, and in a very bad way, not able to defend its own shores. And that is what it is. Right now, the Americans have a crap load of ships over there in that area. Now, what happens with China and Russia parking submarines off our coast and attacking from a short distance off our coast? What happens if they explode a bomb underneath the water and create a tsunami that affects the whole coastline? This is things that the Russians and the Chinese have been talking about for years. So, yeah. Okay. Nevertheless, you guys that are talking about the things that Trump is doing good, I hope that you continue to think that. And when you see what happens and the price of gas continue to climb and the price of other items continue to climb, then you will finally open your eyes and say, shit, we were wrong. people like I said, Joe Rogan, a few other major podcasters, Trump even went on their podcasts and they were backing him 100% before. And now they are now looking at this situation. They are saying, you know what? This guy is a warmonger. Hegseth is a warmonger. Lindsey Graham has been a warmonger all his life. And we all know that freaking Bibi Netanyahu is a warmonger. So, you know what? It's going to get bad. It's going to get very, very bad. And it pains me. It really pains me. They are even talking about things over here in Germany in regards to men who are between the ages of 17 and 45 that before they leave Germany to go anywhere for a long period of time, that they need to have that accepted by the government or the army before you leave. Because, see, they already know what's coming. They already know what's coming. Australia, yeah, you guys are gas going up like a mother trucker too, because you guys are kind of like Cuba. You know what I'm saying? You sit over there, you depend on imports. And that's, say, Trump is blocking imports for Cuba right now. Now, I don't think he's going to mess with Australia, but nevertheless, you guys really need to figure out a way to use your environment to put it to use to build some serious infrastructure, because the Trump administration is not going to be able to protect you, and Donald Trump is an ass and he's not going to protect you anyway. He even is degrading NATO as we speak. So, and he's making comments that are almost like warlike to NATO. I mean, he was talking about taking Greenland. I mean, what is this dude? They need to get him out of office. So they need to enact Article 2, Section 4, impeach him, impeach Rubio, impeach Hegseth, impeach all of them and get them all out. But see, the problem is for the next administration, it doesn't matter Democratic or Republican. If it's a Republican administration, then please, please, please be an administration that is not MAGA. Because if MAGA gets back in, then this nation, I don't foresee making it through another 4 years. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I sit here. My mom is old. I couldn't even go visit her last year for her birthday. She turned 90. Hi, Mom. Happy birthday. Hope you're feeling well, and happy Easter as well. So, but for everybody thinking that it's just going to be all good when Trump and Hegseth get through with Iran, man, I don't think you're right. I don't think you're right. How do you see it ending? Well, who's going to be in charge? These are questions you got to ask yourself. These are questions you really, because you don't like him. Impeach him because you like him. Jay, it's not a matter of I don't like him as a person. It's a matter of I don't like the situations he's brought the country to. And yes, I don't really like him, but I'll tell you why. Because I have a personal reason. Because back in '85, when I was doing a modeling gig up at the World Trade Center, the windows on the World Restaurant, we were up there, and Donald Trump was on the other side of the restaurant. I didn't know who he was. I did not know who he was. Yeah, I know he had a crap load of people around him. Even then, he was about 35 back then. That was in '85. This is in '85. And I asked my manager who this dude was, and he told me. So he told me how he screwed companies that were doing work for him, and then he would take them to court and say that they didn't do a good enough job for this or that or whatever. And until these companies would end up breaking down and making some sort of a settlement, and Donald Trump, instead of paying 1.5 million, would only pay like maybe 300,000, and therefore the companies would end up going out of business. That's the reputation that he got. Now, you already know that he's ran many, many businesses and companies into the toilet. He's gone bankrupt I don't know how many times. And for everybody sitting here commenting, damn, go to Wikipedia. Look at all that stuff that is on there. This dude has caused so much shit in his life. It's crazy that you guys can still sit there and back him. You're either on his payroll, or you're a criminal, or you're a pedophile. One or the other. I'm just saying. I'm calling it what it is, because everybody else in America who's seeing this situation is protesting. 8 to 9 million people all over the world were protesting, not the war, not just ICE. They're protesting this dude because he is trying to break our democracy up. You see, people that fight for democracy, such as the Ukrainians fighting for democracy, we should be helping. Now, that would be one way that Trump could help himself. If he were to help the Ukrainians go ahead and defeat the Russians, then maybe he would get that peace prize that he so much wanted. So if he did some good things, such as helping to bring order to Cuba and help them out to get themselves together, then maybe he would get some sort of recognition for that. If he were to help bring some order to a country like Haiti that's totally out of control, if he were to do something like that, then he would really be recognized for doing something. But what's he doing? He's bombing. He's bombing. See, let me tell you something. It will not be long before he will be bombing you. What did he do in that video, that AI video? When the ICE was coming to Chicago, he made an AI video of himself with a crown on, flying a jet, which he has never done, and flying over Chicago citizens and dumping crap on them. All right. You will be in those bombs. If you will be on the target of those bombs if you go against what he says or what he wants. If you are a politician and you do not hold to your promise to suck up to Trump and do his bidding, then you will be cast aside and you will be talked bad about. You will be degraded and attacked from MAGA and all these people who are kissing Trump's behind every single day. So, and that's the hard truth for a lot of people. That is the hard truth for a lot of people. When they do not agree with Trump, then they get treated badly, they get spoken about badly, they get threatened. Marjorie Taylor Greene, big example right there, okay? Big example right there. Marjorie Taylor Greene was one of Trump's most strident supporters. So, but now Marjorie Taylor Greene is on the outs, and he called her a traitor. So let's talk about something else. The search of the Zorro Ranch is ongoing, and they are still looking for specific things that they should be able to find at some point, and that would be the bodies of two kids that were killed after a rough sex situation. And that is also to be seen in the Epstein files that you can check on yourself. And also there should be a room that is over there that has all videos, passports, weapons, and all sorts of other stuff that Epstein had built back in, I'm not sure, I think it was maybe 96, might have been 95. But if and when these things are uncovered, then that's going to put Trump out of there. It's going to be clear. There's going to be no denying it, unless they try to cover it up like they're trying to cover up the Epstein files. The Epstein survivors need justice. And for any of you that are sitting here continually backing Trump's situation, if you are a woman, I find it really, really offensive that you would not stand up for other women who have been victimized by this dude, that have been hurt by this dude. And you know what? It's going to come back to get him eventually. he will face justice eventually. And I look forward to that day. All right, so I'm gonna go out there and spend some time with the kids. I made some eggs for the kids. They got confetti inside. They're really cool. It's a Mexican thing, and you break them on other kids' heads, and it's got a bunch of confetti. And they're real fun to play with, and the kids are gonna love this. All right, for everybody else who's there, wish you guys a wonderful Easter wherever you're at. Please stay safe and stay out of trouble. If you continue to stay behind Trump, whatever your situation is, hey, I hope that somehow that America is able to get out of it. But I'm not thinking that it's going to be a very good thing. So, like I said, I'm Matt Fox, and this was another edition of Trump at War. And yeah, you guys have a good Easter. I pray for America and the families of the military veterans that are serving, and for all of the veterans that have served and that are sitting at home and maybe watching. Got you. All right, Matt Fox on the tube. You guys have a great day.